Are you looking for some info about the new ZV-E10 Mark II? You're in the right place. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from Sanremo, Italia. And today, there's a bit of noise because there's a construction site across the street. But apart from that, guys, I want to talk to you about this new release, the ZV-E10 Mark II. Now, did we need it? We didn't need it. There are some improvements versus the original version, of course. But my point here is that, of course, we saw all the reviews. We saw it's a very good machine. It's capable despite it doesn't have IBIS, it doesn't have an internal vent, so it overheats. But there are some limitations here and there. But what is amazing to me is that this is a very compact and lightweight camera body. So they try to position it for vlogging, but if you take into consideration the crop factor that you're having, because of course it's already in APSc, and then you have additional cropping when you start recording 4K because you want to have your digital stable. It doesn't have an IBIS anymore, and so even wider lenses are not so wide anymore. And so for vlogging, it doesn't really help, because when you're holding it at arm distance, well, it's really cropped and zoomed in only onto your face. And I'm vlogging with my Lumix, and with all these crop, as you can see, it's very tight on my face. Similarly to what would happen with the ZV-E10 Mark II. So is it any better? Is it worth the price difference? Yeah, the price point is like more than double than my Lumix X15. But it's also supposed to be better because it's more recent of a project. So this is not the point for me. The point for me that is very interesting is how small that camera body is and how cheap it is. Because only a few months ago, when I was starting the long Italian summer, I was scouting for an EDC, and I ended up taking a Lumix because it's a compact camera, still 1.4 f aperture, but it's so small and lightweight, and it was cheap. It was like something around 400 euros, taxes included. Now, this ZV-E10 Mark II is just a bit slightly bigger than the Lumix that I got, but it also has a very capable battery, and it is an APSc, so it's comparable to what I was scouting back then. It was like the Leica D7 equivalent, which is the Lumix LX100 Mark II. There was only a micro four thirds. So in my humble opinion, now APSc cameras are the new micro four thirds, because it's comparable in price, it's comparable in end result. Yes, it's a bit overperforming because of course they have a bigger sensor, but the camera body, the weight, the price, everything is comparable. So let's say that APSc is the new four thirds. So according to that, also the glasses need to be compact, need to be cheap, because micro four thirds, they are trying a comeback, but Sony with this APSc offering, well, they're cutting them out of the market, because if you have to pick up a sensor or a stable, now this camera in particular, the ZV-E10 Mark II, only has digital stable, that means a crop. And then if you want, you can add OIS glasses in front of it, but from the trial that I saw, like Petapixel Jordan was showing us, it has some trouble when the OIS works in combination with the digital stable. It doesn't really have a reliable AF tracking, or maybe that was just a pre-release camera, I am not sure about it. But anyway, if you want to go around and vlog in with only the digital crop and the digital stable, I saw KW was doing a heck of a job. But then if you add the OIS, it's supposed to be much more firm, like comparable to my Panasonic S5 Mark II X, which you can use ideally even without a gimbal, and it is oh so well. And so these cameras, they have some flaws here and there, but you can accept them, because if you're looking for a cheap solution and the compact one, the ZV-E10 Mark II might be worthy of consideration and worthy of your budget. Yeah, I'm not so keen about it because I would rather go for an older A6400 because it's more reliable. And if you have a bit more budget, of course, there are the new ones, the FX30, the A6700, that are overperforming. But this is basically the same sensor of the FX30 for like $800 less and doing more or less the same job if you don't consider the crop factor, if you don't have to record for longer period, because then the 4K and 6K recording are capped to 15 and 10 minutes. And so there are a few limitations, but still, if you want to have a talking head show like that, this might be a great choice. And then you still have your APS-C sensor and the Sony E-mount glasses if you need to shoot stills, going around, record videos, so on and so forth. So with that, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any videos to come, and I guess I will see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.